I have the pleasure of standing next to the 2016 Jaguar F-Type convertible R. Now this is a very powerful, very sexy, very sporty roadster, which is what the Jaguar nameplate has been known for many years. If you remember the CX-16 concept car from about 4 or 5 years ago, this vehicle was based on that, and it looks very close to that concept car. It's nice when they can actually do that. This is one of the synergies that have been able to happen since Tata Motors took them over in 2008 and gave them the resources. It all starts with what's under the hood, or as they say, bonnet. You have a 5-liter V8 supercharged engine producing 550 horsepower and 502 foot-pounds of torque at just 3,500 RPMs. And it's mated to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission that is just brilliant. So this is nice that Jaguar no longer has to rely on Ford for its powertrains. They now have their own. Up front you have some very distinctive styling cues that have become the signature of this newest iteration of the Jaguar brand. Of course, the big open grille, these exposed lights. Love that sound. There's so much to love about this F-Type R. Now, one of the changes they've made for this model year is that you can no longer get the R in rear-wheel drive. So essentially, it's the S all-wheel drive with the supercharged engine and other features that distinguish it from other F-Type models. Top speed is limited to 186 miles per hour. And as mentioned, you have a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission that is just brilliant. 0 to 60 times in 3.9 seconds. This is a true performer. So you do have a dynamic driving mode button, and when you engage that, it obviously changes the suspension and steering and shift points. And you get the sport exhaust added. If you want to be in normal driving mode but still want the sport exhaust, you have a button to override that. Now, what's nice about the all-wheel drive system is that Jaguar understands how people want to drive this car, so they let you get a little loose with it, but not so much that you're going to get in trouble and wrap it around a tree. And I think when you have this much power in such a light vehicle, this is an aluminum chassis, aluminum body panels, you want to be able to keep all 4 tires on the road, and that's the nice thing about their all-wheel drive system. Just enough to let you get into a little bit of trouble, but not lose it. Pretty impressive. I'm so glad Jaguar is back on the right track. You know, Ford owned them from 1990 to 2008, and they just made a mess of things. Clearly, Ford knows how to make trucks. They just don't understand luxury cars. If you recall, they used to have this preferred automotive group. They had luxury brands like Volvo, Jaguar, and Aston Martin in there, and they just didn't know what they were doing. Thankfully, Jaguar's been rescued, and as you can see, the result is nothing short of brilliant. You're not going to fool a luxury car buyer, and you're not going to fool a performance car buyer. They know what they want. That's why they're willing to write big checks. And this one comes in right at $120,000. Has most of the options you can imagine except the carbon ceramic brakes, which will add about another $10,000, which is recommended if you're going to track it. If you're not, don't waste the money, because you still have 15-inch brakes up front, 14.8 in the back. And for a car that has such a compact form factor, that's plenty of stopping power. We always knew there was a lot of talent in England with the Jaguar people, but now we see the fruits of their labor. You know, it's really sad that Ford owned them from 1990 all the way to 2008, and they basically raped that company. They were producing some very subpar product, and as a result, sales tanked. You know, one thing we know is that Ford does not know how to do luxury cars. They could do trucks, but they can't do luxury cars. Thankfully, it's now in the capable hands of Tata Motors, and as you can see, they're making beautiful cars, they're making better cars, and as you can see, this vehicle should really be on more people's shopping list. Sure, Porsche has its cachet, but you know, long before Porsche was making kind of luxury mainstream cars that they're making today, Jaguar was kind of that brand, and they're trying to get back in there, and this is one of the ways they're going to do it.